Coming up on KUJH, a look at next school year's COVID guidelines. We'll tell you what still stands and what is no longer necessary.
And student health insurance rates increase for the 2021 school year. Students that are looking for their own insurance plan may have to pay a lot more.
And a look at how counties in the area are adjusting mask mandates. All that and more right now on KUJH News.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Good afternoon and welcome to KUJH News. I'm Matt Mitchie.
And I'm Alexander Worth.
Yesterday was the 100th anniversary of the KU Memorial Union, but it's not too late for you to celebrate it. The Union has hosted events all week long to celebrate its centennial anniversary. Originally founded in 1921, the Union was built to honor the 129 students and alumni who died in World War I. Full construction was completed in 1925.
Students in the 1910s led a movement to create the Memorial Corporation, which funded and built both the Union and Memorial Stadium. After 100 years, the Union is still the most used facility on campus and is home to KJHK, The Big Event, and many other vital KU programs.
Currently, there is an art show going on at the Union, with the big finale to the celebrations coming tomorrow at 3:30.
The number of active COVID cases in the county continues to rise. According to Monday's COVID update released by Lawrence Douglas County Public Health, the county is up to 230 active cases, up 28 from last week.
According to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, 38.6% of Kansans have received at least one dose of the vaccine, as the state surpassed 1.9 million total doses administered. Marshall County has overtaken Douglas County as the state leader in vaccination rate, with Douglas County sitting second with 449.8 out of every 1,000 people having received at least one dose. In a university-wide email, Vice Provost Mike Rounds outlined some of the guidelines for dealing with COVID next school year. Last March, Provost Bickelmeyer announced that KU plans to return to normal as much as possible next school year. Now we have a full list of guidelines outlining what to expect in the fall.
Most notably, masks aren't encouraged but not required when you're outside, but they are still required indoors. Rooms or common areas that have previously been closed or off limits or held to capacity will now be open fully, including lecture halls, which may have been held to a seating capacity. Buses will run at normal capacity as well. Sanitation stations and CVK kiosks will remain, but are no longer required for entry.
Vice Provost Rounds emphasized that the most important step in ensuring safety is to have as many students and staff vaccinated as possible.
There are only 2 Kansas counties left requiring masks in public. Lauren Hugo has more on how this will affect our community.
Wyandotte and Douglas County are the last 2 counties left in Kansas to mandate masks in public places. Johnson County, the most populated county in Kansas, let their mask requirement expire over the weekend while issuing a new order that only strongly recommends masks. As for Lawrence, Douglas County removed the 50-person limit to gatherings but set a restriction on indoor businesses and venue capacity to 50%. I spoke to Alex Kimball Williams, the health equity planner for the Lawrence Douglas County Public Health, on how these changes could affect the community.
There are still some disparities in our community of those who have been vaccinated versus those who have not, as well as those who are, more likely to catch COVID-19 in their immediate circles. So we have a lot of people over at the age of 65 who are vaccinated, definitely. We are under-vaccinated for younger people. And so when you think about, well, what kinds of activities are you wanting to open up for the community, you have to think about who goes to those. And if it's predominantly younger people who are not getting vaccinated due to thinking that they don't need to get it, the risk, the benefit analysis for them is not as steep.
When it comes to mandates being lifted and restrictions lessened for vaccinated groups, Kimball Williams does express concern for potential loopholes.
As the vaccine becomes a prerequisite for certain things like going to in-person classes or getting to go into certain establishments and things like that, I wonder how much the honor system will work or not, because somebody could just say that they're vaccinated.
Kimball Williams says the health department makes decisions as more information comes in. But for now, wear those masks, LFK. For KUJH, I'm Lauren Hugo.
The current mandate in Douglas County will remain in effect until May 26th.
The Kansas Board of Regents has authorized new rates for the student health insurance plan for the 2021 school year.
In an email to all students, Provost Barbara Bickelmeyer announced the new rates for the Student Health Insurance Plan, also known as SHIP. All current SHIP plans will see an increase in premium costs of around 9%.
SHIP began in 2007 as an option for all students to purchase health, dental, and vision insurance through the Board of Regents. There are a number of different plans to choose from based on your student status, but all plan premiums will rise to about the same. Enrollment for next school year's SHIP officially begins on July 1st. Evergy plans to close its coal-fired power plant at the edge of Lawrence by 2023 in an effort to cut down on emissions.
The plant is the company's oldest remaining coal-fired plant and has been operating just northwest of the city since the 1930s. During the daytime, it's easy to see the giant columns of smokestacks coming from the plant anywhere in North Lawrence. Once it closes, the Lawrence skyline will be clearer than it's been in almost 90 years.
The closure should also improve the air quality around Lawrence and help depollute local natural water sources. Evergy representatives said that the plant's closure is part of a plan to reduce the company's reliance on fossil fuels as it begins to focus on renewable energy sources. Evergy hopes to have 70% reduction in carbon emissions by 2030, and closing this plant is one small step to get there.
We'll now toss it over to weather with our KUJH weather correspondent, Halen Wilhite. Halen, how's our Cinco de Mayo weather looking?
Well, it's looking a little okay, although we're feeling a lot cooler than normal for the first week of May. Also, we're going to be seeing the possibility of severe weather come this weekend, and we're going to be seeing more on and off rain showers as we get into next week. So cool and wet for the first week of May. But right now outside, checking outside on top of Orient Hotel, looking pretty nice. Clouds are starting to move into our area. We are going to be seeing the possibility of a sprinkle in the next hour or so. But right now in Lawrence, we're at 69 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and winds from the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And here is this system that I'm looking at right now. It's bringing just a little bit of a drizzle into our area. There's a cold front right there that is sparking up a little bit of storms, but luckily for us, that is not going to be affecting us as it's moving a lot more south. But I'll have more details about this system and what you could be expecting this weekend. Stay with us.
Why doesn't my skin look like theirs? Why is my nose so big? I'm never gonna look like those girls.
Welcome back. Come next fall, the COVID-19 pandemic will have been raging on for a year and a half. Administrators recently released updated guidelines for what campus procedures will look like. Lead reporter Steph Manchin has the story.
The COVID-19 pandemic has been raging on since last March. As the school year draws to a close, vaccine rollout improves, and the weather gets nicer, what does that mean for mask wearing on campus next fall? University of Kansas administrators announced Tuesday via email that masks will continue to be required inside campus buildings throughout the upcoming fall semester, but only encouraged to be worn while outside. After having to wear masks on campus for the last year, students have mixed feelings on if their peers will continue to be vigilant next fall.
I mean, we have a mask mandate now and they're not followed. Even inside, I still see some people, without their masks on. Yeah, I mean, we should wear them to protect each other. And even if you're vaccinated, they say that you're supposed to wear it.
The email, sent out by Vice Provost for Human Resources, Public Safety, and Operations Mike Rounds, said that, again, students will play an important role in keeping campus open by cooperating with the safety guidelines in place.
I'm pretty positive that people will follow them, especially like wearing them inside. I haven't seen any issues this year with that. I think less people will wear them outside, which I think's fine because of the CDC guidelines right now, and if you're vaccinated, it's okay. People shouldn't think it's over yet because it's not.
Although mask wearing may not be required next fall, be sure to continue wearing your masks the remainder of this year. For KUJH News, this has been Steph Manchin.
It's good news to hear that even though there will still be precautions in place, they will not be nearly as strict as this past years have been. We seem to be getting close to putting the pandemic behind us.
And it's about time. It seems like forever, and I'm excited to finally take the mask off. Queer men are not able to donate blood unless they're abstinent for at least 3 months. A year ago, queer men had to remain abstinent for a year. This rule does not apply to anyone else. Reporter Fabian Rosales has more.
Every 2 seconds, someone in America needs blood. Just from one donation, you can save up to 3 lives, and roughly 6.8 million Americans donate annually. But there's still a large group of people that can't donate because of their sexual preference.
It makes me feel gross because it's like, I don't understand how we can act like we're all so progressive all the time, but then like still can't donate blood. Like there's proper testing that you could do. It just seems like lazy and derogatory.
So I was aware of the rule pretty early in high school because that was advertised as part of the blood donations. They would come through and do, like the Red Cross would come through, and everyone would be able to give blood over either before school or during lunch or after school, and I was never allowed to participate, and that was made pretty clear.
The FDA states deferred for 3 months from the most recent sexual contact, a man who has had sex with another man during the past 3 months. All U.S. blood collection organizations must follow the federal requirement.
I still think that 3 months, asking for 3 months of abstinence from queer men when they don't ask 3 months of abstinence from anyone else is still a discriminatory practice there.
I don't understand why not I specifically, but like as a gay person have to withstand from sex for 3 months while straight people don't have to.
In 2018, there were approximately 36,400 reported HIV cases. Queer men made up 67% of cases.
For me, the only time that I really wanted to give blood was right after the Pulse Massacre. So I lived in Orlando for many years. I was visiting Orlando the week before the Pulse Massacre. I knew friends who were at the club that night. Right, that was a place I had gone many times, and I hurt so much waking up that morning and trying to figure out which of my friends were still alive, right? Who was still here with us, who was in the hospital or who might be in the hospital, who am I not going to be able to contact again? And then knowing that there was so much blood that was being needed, and then to also watch the videos of people being turned away was hard. It was hard to do, and that was the time that I was like, this is the thing.
The FDA's main concern is what they call the window period. The window period is the time when the virus is contracted and when it's detectable. The risk is that someone can contract the virus and donate blood before it shows up in a test. Although since the 80s, tests have improved to where the window period is shortened and tests are more sensitive. A nucleic acid test can tell you if you have HIV in 10 to 33 days after exposure.
But our testing and our rapid results testing is very different now. It's been 40 years. This coming year, I believe, is the 40th anniversary. So there's been so many advances in technology, right? There's no way that we can't test that beforehand, and they're already running a variety of tests on the blood beforehand. So why not allow folks to donate blood, whether or not they've had sexual contact in whatever period of time they decide to ask for?
I reached out to the American Red Cross and they sent me a link to this statement. The American Red Cross seeks to build an inclusive environment that embraces diversity for all those who engage with our life-saving mission. As such, the Red Cross believes blood donation eligibility should not be determined by methods that are based upon sexual orientation and is committed to working with partners towards achieving this goal.
If you got rid of it entirely, yeah, you wouldn't, because like a lot of it has to do with the stigma behind gay men too. So it's like if you got rid of it completely, I think more people would be willing to do it, because it's like just being told no is like, okay, whatever, like I guess I just won't. So you're kind of just like a pessimist towards it.
After being excluded for 40 years and demonized in many ways because of that, right? They're going to have to do a lot. There's going to have to be a very large campaign to try to win that trust back, and I'm not sure if that trust can ever fully be won back.
This has been Fabian Rosales with KUJHNews.
With blood donations being so important across the country, this move by the FDA comes at a really good time, and hopefully it means that more Americans will be able to donate blood.
It's about time they made this move. I'm very proud of them. We'll toss for a quick break, but when we get back, Jordan Nicole will give you the latest entertainment. Stay with us.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. I'm so happy to be here and anchoring for our final show. There's been a lot happening in entertainment news since I was out with COVID-19. Speaking of COVID-19, movie theaters around the country and Lawrence have been dramatically impacted by the virus. Stephanie Morales-Macedo has more.
Regal Southwind here in Lawrence has been closed since October because of COVID-19, but for the first time, this movie theater will be open this Friday.
All Regal theaters in the United States shut down in October to prevent the spread of COVID-19, but they are slowly opening their doors again with new releases such as Cruella and The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Sophomore Chelsea Solano was very excited when she found out that the movie theaters are opening up.
recently, like, the movie Godzilla versus Kong came out, and I actually, like, went to the movie theater and I saw that, really just more for the experience.
Solano said that even though streaming services give people easy access to entertainment, movie theaters provide unique experiences that streaming services cannot.
Usually when I watch a movie at the theater, it's because it's, like, either in 3D, or I even went to, like, a 4D movie, which was terrible. Like, they made, like, smoke come out and you could smell it, and, like, you got wet. Like, when someone got shot in the movie, they, like, hit you on the back or the leg and it hurt really bad.
Regal Southwind has posted on their website the movies that will be showing this Friday, such as Mortal Kombat and The Unholy.
For KUJH News, Stephanie Morales-Macedo.
Thanks, Stephanie. I am very excited to be able to go back to the movies very soon. So giving insight into the latest tech news, Matthew Johnstone has the breakdown of the latest digital court drama.
Thanks, Alex. If you've kept up with the news, you might have seen headlines like this and wondered, wait, why is Apple fighting Fortnite in court? This lawsuit isn't some one-off complaint. Tensions between these two megacorporations have been growing since August of last year, and it's not just gamers who are taking notice of this court case. Companies like CNN, The Washington Post, and even NPR are all keeping an eye on this lawsuit. So, why? Well, the short answer is this lawsuit has the potential to change the entire digital store interface and ecosystem as we know it. That's pretty intense for V-Bucks if you ask me. The basis for this case lies with Epic Games having issues with how Apple monetizes apps. Essentially, whenever anything is bought through the App Store, even within the app like Fortnite, Apple takes a percentage of that revenue, known to app creators as the Apple tax. They aren't the first company to bring up complaints with Apple's monopoly on the market. Spotify launched the Time to Play Fair campaign in early 2019, pointing out the revenue split and lack of features available to Spotify users compared to Apple Music users. The case began trial this Monday, the 3rd of May, and is expected to last for 2 weeks. If Apple is able to defend their store policies, not much changes. If Epic Games wins, however, the entire App Store can change overnight. For giant developers like the creators of Fortnite, the 30% fee is annoying, but to smaller teams that get 100 downloads total, removing the 30% fee could mean the difference between staying in the market or closing down shop. Regardless of which decision the judge makes, the case will definitely be one to watch. For KUJH Tech, I'm Matthew Johnstone.
Thanks, Matthew. No matter who wins or loses, the payout will definitely be epic. Now, I'd like to switch gears and take a different approach this week and address what's been heavy on my heart the past couple of weeks. As a young Black journalist and a woman, I would be doing KUJH News a disservice if I didn't talk about the recent killings of Black individuals that took place at the hands of the police. As you might recall, on May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was murdered by the police officer Derek Chauvin as he kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds in Minneapolis. Almost a year later, on April 20th, his family stood around their TVs with the rest of the world as the verdict came in guilty for all 3 counts: second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Various people and celebrities on social media platforms were making it known that this verdict was about accountability and not justice. It was a sigh of relief around the country, but not even 24 hours went by before another Black body, 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant, was shot after calling the police for help in Columbus, Ohio. Now, I reached out to our very own police officer here in Lawrence, Anthony Harvey Jr., to get his perspective and insight about being a police officer, the current racial climate, and his experience on being a Black man. Check this out.
Friends, not in fear of the police, but like it was kind of, you see a cop and, you slow down, you turn the music down, and make sure you got your seatbelts on, things like that. Cause cops behind me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared, and I don't want to get, you don't want to get in trouble. And then with the recent things that's happening in bigger cities, like it's definitely, it's just nerve wracking. Biggest thing is just making sure everybody's safe. It's a college town. We know everybody goes out, does things, partying, party hop, things like that. So it's just all about how you treat people.
Chauvin trial began on March 29th. Over 69 Black and brown people have died at the hands of police in 2021 that have been reported. Now, as you know, there are countless murders and incidents that go unreported or accounted for. So what do people really mean when they say Black Lives Matter or say their name? Saying a Black person's life matter isn't saying that your life doesn't matter. Perhaps it's saying equality, fair treatment, and stop killing us. Saying someone with my skin tone matters shouldn't be a controversial statement, but it is. Like I previously mentioned before, some families will never be able to hear the words guilty. So while I have your attention and time, I would like to say that these aren't isolated incidents and they happen anywhere. In fact, this happened to my family member, Taylor Rock. Taylor was shot and killed by the police not once, but 5 times in Ark City, Kansas on May 31st, 2014, with his daughter in the backseat. Taylor, you were a bright soul with a passion for family, friends, and music. We miss you, we love you, and we will continue to uplift you and remember your legacy. Rest in power. For more information, visit the Justice for Taylor Rock Facebook page. We'll be right back after the break with the full weather update. Stay with us.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. My name is Taylor Wahai, here with your full KUJH weather update for this afternoon. Taking a look outside right now with current temperatures, we're mostly in the upper 60s to 70s for this afternoon. Ottawa getting close to Ottawa at 70 degrees, Leavenworth at 68, and Lawrence at 69 degrees. So not feeling pretty mild for the most part, although we are going to be getting a little bit of a rain shower moving into our area, but most likely this is just a little drizzle. So it'll be gone before you even know it. But for the most part, we're going to be staying pretty dry until right around 11 o'clock. We're going to be getting another system blowing through, or just a little small system at about 11 o'clock, and we'll be at 53 for that hour. And we're going to be bottoming out to about 48 degrees with that passing rain shower. Now, this rain shower is going to be very light, as I mentioned, it's a drizzle, and it'll most likely affect late tonight into early tomorrow morning hours. Right around 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or to 8 to 10 a.m. is when we're going to be seeing this quick passing shower, and then tomorrow is going to be absolutely really nice because it's going to be mostly sunny. The rain's going to be moving out, and we're going to be at a high of 67 degrees with winds from the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, looking for the rest of this week, I hate to say it, it's looking a little wet, but good news is that we are going to get a little small warm up on Saturday at 71 degrees, although we are going to be seeing a possibility of severe weather for Saturday, most likely in the night hours as well as Friday too. We're looking at Friday night as well, but the main focus is Saturday night is when we could be seeing the possibility of severe hail and wind, tornado threat. We still don't know quite yet, probably not, but we are definitely looking at that. But going into next week, where it's going to be on and off showers, and we're going to be still sticking around the mid to lower 60s and even into the upper 50s as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, and still seeing a chance of severe, or not severe, but some thunderstorms. Now, the NWS did release today the outlook for Saturday night. Now, this is just the possibility of where this severe weather could be affecting, and Lawrence is well into the area. All the KC metro area is in it, so if you have any plans Saturday night, any kind of games happening, you might want to bring an umbrella, and definitely keep up to date with your local weather people about when this storm system is going to be moving in. Now, this is the last weathercast I will be doing on KUJHNews, and I wanted to give a little outlook into what we could be expecting this summer. Now, Lawrence, we're kind of right in the middle of having a pretty average summer, although going more into western Kansas, it's going to be dry and it's going to be hot, and especially out west, we're going to be seeing very dry conditions and very hot conditions up into the northwest. And going into the east, we're going to be seeing more rain and even some more severe thunderstorms for the east and southeast, and tropical threats are going to start ramping up as we get into hurricane season. That is all I have for this weather update. Coming up next, your latest in sports.
Welcome back. We'll now send it over to Morena Sievert for the most recent KU and KC sports news.
Thanks, guys, and welcome everyone to the final KUJH sports segment of the semester. I would be sad, but we're about to talk a lot of football, and how can you be sad when you're doing that, right? Former University at Buffalo head coach Lance Leipold is the new head honcho of Jayhawk football. He signed a 6-year deal with KU worth almost $16.5 million with a pay increase each year. Kansas Director of Athletics Travis Goff introduced Leipold on Monday, calling him the ideal next leader of Kansas football. Leipold is a 6-time national championship winner at the Division III level, and he reached 100 career wins faster than any other coach in NCAA history. Leipold is now spending his time putting together a new staff. KU's offensive and defensive coordinators are expected to be cut, while a number of Leipold's former colleagues from Buffalo appear to be on their way in. There is no decision yet on the future of former interim head coach Emmett Jones, but if Leipold wants to keep the talent already with Kansas football, the player-friendly decision would be to retain Jones as a coach. The head coaching hire wasn't the only exciting news to come out of Kansas football over the weekend. After going unselected in the NFL draft, former Kansas running back Pooka Williams Jr. will head to the NFL after all. The Cincinnati Bengals signed the undrafted free agent Williams last Saturday, making it 8 Jayhawks active in the NFL. Williams also joins his former Kansas teammate Akeem Adeniji in Cincinnati. Adeniji, a tackle, was taken in the 6th round by the Bengals in last year's draft. Next on the agenda for Williams is Bengals training camp, where he will vie for a spot on the roster, since he already has plenty of options at running back behind first-string Joe Mixon, including brand-new draft pick Chris Evans, along with Samaje Perine and Travion Williams. Pooka Williams is smaller and faster than the Bengals' current options at running back, and his excellent receiving and return abilities could help him fit into the Bengals' scheme if he does make the roster. Also making waves at the NFL draft were the Kansas City Chiefs. Now remember that the Chiefs gave up their first-round pick to the Baltimore Ravens for tackle Orlando Brown Jr. So the first pick for KC came in round 2 at 58 overall. With the pick, the Chiefs selected linebacker Nick Bolton out of Missouri. They addressed a definite need by taking Bolton, adding to a very weak linebacker core. Standing only 6 feet tall, Bolton is on the small side for a linebacker, but he is great against the run. He's not as sharp when dropping back into coverage, but he still should be a decent fit into Steve Spagnuolo's defense. The Chiefs had 2 picks in the second round, and at 63 overall, they took center Creed Humphrey out of Oklahoma. Many mock drafts had Humphrey slated as a late first-round pick, so taking him towards the end of round 2 was a great value for Kansas City. The Chiefs hope to find a long-term center in this pick, and they're getting a strong 3-year starter with experience protecting names like Heisman winner Kyler Murray, Eagles QB Jalen Hurts, and 2021 Heisman frontrunner Spencer Rattler. The Chiefs took edge rusher Joshua Kindo round 4, and with their remaining picks, KC went big on offense. They selected tight end Noah Gray, wide receiver Cornell Powell, and guard Trey Smith. These Kansas City draft picks will get their first bit of big league play once training camp rolls around this summer.
Welcome back,
Kansas
guys.
men's golf recently wrapped up a strong finish at the Big 12 Championships and are now headed to regionals in a couple of weeks. We'll check in with KUJH reporter Jenna Wilson, who recently interviewed golf's Luke Kluver as he discusses his success on the team this year. Jenna?
Welcome back, guys. I'm here with our very own Luke Kluver, a very prominent member of our KU men's golf team. Luke, we've got to talk about where your season has been going so far. Starting in the fall, you had one of your best performances at the Marino Collegiate Invite with the T4 finish, and just recently your team finished 7th at Big 12s. But huge congrats to you for finishing a final round of 67, which was the 3rd lowest round of the day. As a freshman, you came in and competed at the collegiate level easily. So could you kind of just walk us through your team's training process and what you think might have contributed to your performance this year?
Everyone's good at this level, and when you have great coaches like we have here, Coach Bermel and Coach Wilson, when you have a strength coach like Stewart, those 3 guys are really able to push us in all levels of our game. And then, when we're working with Coach Bermel and Coach Wilson each week and just trying to get better in certain aspects of the game, it's pretty easy to see it transfer over week in and week out.
So you guys have got some former Jayhawks in the pros and a couple of All-Americans right now. So what are your long-term goals for the sport, and do you want to reach that level?
Great question. So ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to play at the highest level in this game. And obviously the PGA Tour is the top of the list when I think of goals and dreams. And we have a few guys that have reached the PGA Tour here at this school at Kansas University. And Gary Woodland, highlights that list. Chris Thompson, was on there for a few years. just working hard here every day, trusting my circle of guys that I think are going to get me at the next level. Regionals is such a great opportunity for us. And individually, it's just another week for me to, put myself up against the best, lead this team the way I have all year.
Well, there you have it. Be sure to support our men's golf team at the NCAA Regionals Tournament on May 17th. Luke, thank you for stopping by with KUJH. It has been a fun semester. That's all we've got for you guys.
Thanks, Jenna, and best of luck to Luke as he continues to bring success for Kansas golf. We'll go now back to Matt and Alex for the inside scoop on what our KUJH crew will be up to this summer.
Thank you, Marina. And yeah, as this school year does come to a close, so too does our time with KUJH, unfortunately. But before we leave, here's a little update on what the news team has planned for the future.
Hi everyone, my name is Marina Seaver. I was a sports anchor and reporter on KUJH this semester. Over the summer, I'm moving home to Arizona to soak up the 115-degree sunshine. Super excited, can't wait. This class was really awesome. I really loved getting the opportunity to work in a real newsroom environment with some people who I have really grown to love and become my really good friends. And I'm excited to see where the future takes all of us.
Hey everyone, I'm Carly Johnson. I was the executive producer for KUJH this semester. Over the summer, I will be interning at KSNT News alongside a lot of my classmates, and I will also be working at the University Daily Kansan as managing editor alongside my favorite Steph Mansion. This experience has been so great. I've learned so many things, and it just kind of helped me re-spark my passion for journalism.
Hi everyone, I'm Steph Mansion. I was the lead reporter this semester on KUJH. This summer I'll be moving back home to Chicago. I will be working from home as the editor-in-chief of the University Daily Kansan. And this semester what I took away from KUJH was just getting to learn how to work in a newsroom with a bunch of different people on a bunch of different topics. And it's been really fun getting to know everyone and working together.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie Morales-Macedo. I was one of the entertainment reporters. This summer, I'm going back home, still looking for an internship. I haven't given up yet. I'm going to continue screenwriting, making short films, all of the film stuff that I'm addicted to. KUJH has taught me to really appreciate all news. This is my first time doing entertainment, and I loved it. And yeah, I've grown a lot. I'm going to miss everyone.
Hello, I'm Matthew Johnstone. I've been an MMJ this semester, and I also did a segment called Tech Talk. This summer, I'll be joining others from the KUJH team in my home city of Topeka, Kansas, for KSNT as an internship in my journalism capstone. I learned a lot with my time at KUJH, especially how to turn what kind of niche things I like and kind of make it more mainstream, and also the importance of reaching out to people.
Hi, I'm Emily Johnson. This semester, I was an anchor in MMJ for KUJHNews. And this summer, I will be interning at KSNT News in Topeka, Kansas, where I will hopefully learn a lot alongside my fellow classmates. And KUJHNews has taught me a variety of skills and has honestly really jump-started my career within the journalism field. And I can't wait to see where the class takes the rest of us this summer and the rest of our lives.
Hi, I'm Benton Coolidge. I was the digital producer for KUJH News this semester. I will also be interning at KSNT over the summer. And what I've taken from the class is I now know what I would like to do with my career, which I was completely lost before. So that's always nice to know.
Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Nicole. So over the summer, I'm not really sure, hopefully interning with NBC, waiting to hear back right now.
Hey, I'm Lauren Hugo. I am the entertainment reporter for KUJH, and this summer I will be interning at Woodruff Communications in Kansas City. KUJH has taught me a lot, especially how to meet deadlines, so very important.
So yeah, my time at KU has been great. I was on Good Morning KU, Good Evening KU, and obviously here at KUJH. I've had an amazing time. I've been pushed by my peers and learned so much. And yeah, it's been a great ride, and hopefully you guys see me on TV in the future.
It's sad to know that this is the last time we'll be working with the crew, but I know that everybody is going to go on to do great things this summer.
Sad. What do you got going on this summer?
You know, I am still in the middle of looking for a job, but you know, it's an exciting time for us both. I know that this show is the last thing that you and I are ever doing as college students.
It is. And little update for me as well. I last week accepted a position at WEVV in Evansville, Indiana, as a full-time multimedia journalist, and I could not be more excited to start there in July.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without the help of the team and everybody else.
You're going to be the best journalist on the planet in Evansville.
I hope so.
That wraps up our last KUJH show for the spring 2021 semester. To view our stories again or to share them with our friends, visit our website at tv.ku.edu and check out all our social media pages.
Before we go, I just want to give a big thank you to our professors Melissa Greenblatt, Cal Butcher, and Kay Cruikshank for all the support and guidance that they've given us. Without their time and effort, we would not be able to do this. For one last time, with Matt Mitchie, I'm Alexander Worth. Have a great evening, everybody.